Well, friends, it is the worst part of the year officially. Haulout is coming for us all, and so we have to get the boat ready. So a few things we're going to do. Pump out the head. I'm going to show you some of that. Oil change, show you that. Get the sails down, get the mast prepped, pull the mast. At this club, we remove our masts every year just because of the way we haul the boats out. So that's a bunch of steps. I'm going to show you it all. I'll try to timestamp the video so you can jump around if you're interested in one, not the other. I've done the head pump out, so I'll show you that now. Everyone's favorite thing to do, pump out your head. Not the greatest thing to do, but we actually just got a new pump out here at the Whippy Yacht Club, and it's pretty nice. If a septic pump out can be pretty nice, it is. So let me show you what we got going on. Okay, so, whoa. All right, so here's the instructions. This is the panel, and it's got instructions written on it, so self-explanatory. This little guy here, that's the business end. Okay, so how does this work? First thing you do, put it on. That's easy enough. Now this, we're gonna, number 2, auto. Actually, I didn't do this right, did I? Didn't do it in sequence. What am I supposed to do? Where's number 1? That was number 3. 1, close red handle. Okay, that's done already. 2, auto. 3, on. Okay, now we're laughing. 4, start. So now it's gonna build pressure. There's a pressure gauge there. You want it at -15. And we're almost there already, so that's pretty good. Now we gotta open up the thing. Ooh, I can smell it, yikes. Oh, uh-oh, this isn't all the way closed. Oh, it is. It is, all right. Let's get set up. On this boat, my whisker pole's in the way, so I gotta lift it up and out of the way. Open up with this handy dandy universal key. Let's get you a little bit closer so you can really see all the poo and pee. No, there's no poo. Just pee and lots of fresh water. My God, it reeks. Okay, so what is nice about the system is you don't have to fuss with anything. You just jam it on, and then there's a clear hose here that lets you see when it's done. So you can see there's junk going through, and now I can see that it's empty. And I'm going to hear it whistle soon. The whistling is like the Joker valve. That looks pretty clean to me. Good stuff. And that is that. Sexy, right? Oh, it smells good. Because it was set to automatic, it offloaded all on its own. And now it's done. That's that. You can offload it manually if you turn this back, but you don't need to. And that, my friends, is how you empty your head. And now I'm going to get the boat ready for an oil change. So the first thing we have to do with any motor, regardless of what type it is you want to run it, because you want the oil viscous, and it gets viscous when it gets hot. So I'm going to turn the motor on and do that. That was an interesting little burp. Wonder what that was all about. Make sure we got water coming out of here. Yeah, that looks good. Just gonna give it some beans. They say that with these diesel motors that they build up carbon unless you run them at a high enough RPM. So I'm gonna just give it a few blasts here. Just like that, you know, 2,500 for a bit. Does that do anything? I don't know anything about motors. I think that's supposed to help. I don't know. So anyways, we're gonna let it heat up for a minute here, and then we'll get going. Okay, so the motor has now run for a minute or so. Hopefully that should be good. So most of these boats, you access them through the companionway stairs. So just take those out of the way. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about this boat is that this top shelf also comes out. And that gives you just splendid access. You can tell it's boat work season because there's stuff everywhere. Just cushion out of the way so I don't get it dirty. There's also on this boat, there's an access panel on the side, which I just been covering up with a piece of raw plywood, just to keep smell and noise down. From the side here, there's a dipstick right here. Right here. That's the dipstick. Okay? See that? And there's the oil fuel cap. Those are your two main tools for getting this job done. So the first thing I'm going to do is, even though I'm trying to pull the oil out, I'm going to pull out, or I'm going to undo rather, the fill cap. And the reason I undo the fill cap is because if I put my oil extractor tube down the dipstick hole, which is what I'm going to do, without this cap removed, and I tried to extract the oil, I would create a vacuum. And the creation of that vacuum would prevent me from extracting the oil. So that's the opposite of what I want. I want the oil to come out. So pull out the dipstick. Oh yeah, look how black that oil is. Yeah, she's ready for a freshie here at the end of the season. There's all manner of oil extraction device. The one that I own is called a Pella Oil Extractor 6000. It comes apart like this, and you just put the pump on the top there. Pull this cap off. Replace it with this. Take this end and stick it down the dipstick hole until it bottoms out. Just like that. Now, with this thing, put it on here so you can see it. You just pump it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we should soon start to see the blackness come through. Right? Why is it not working? What is preventing the magic? Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. So you can see the oil coming up. The vacuum has been created inside the little ball. It's gonna keep coming. Keep coming. And bingo. All right, so just make sure that that stays on the bottom of the oil pan. And that's basically that for now. So we just sit. It's going to take a while to extract. I maybe didn't run the motor for quite long enough. It's a little bit warm, but not crazy. So that's the oil extraction. For oil replacement, I buy the Yanmar oil. It's a Yanmar motor. It's maybe a little bit more money, but it's exactly what is specified for the motor, which, by the way, is a 3GM30F. The F stands for freshwater cooled. So I've got 2 of those and then half a liter there. It's supposed to be 2.6 to 2.7 liters of oil in this motor. You will also need a fresh oil filter. So with those, once this is done, and I have deposited the oil in our gross oil receptacle, I'll be ready to go. Cool. All right, so this has been going now for a few minutes, and I don't think I warmed up the engine enough because it's pretty slow. It's slow going anyway, but it's especially slow going today. So trying to be patient with it. But while I'm waiting, one thing I should mention, a hot tip is when you go to put on the replacement oil filter, you should always lubricate this oil ring. Actually, it feels a little bit lubricated, but I'm going to take the step of lubricating it a bit more. And I'm going to do it with this old oil. It doesn't need to be fresh, clean oil. The point of this lubrication is you do not want that O-ring to bind as you're tightening it up. So that allows it to slip a little bit until it's well seated to create a good seal. So I'm just gonna stick the dipstick back in here and see where we're at. We are pretty much empty, so I feel good about that. Good enough. This will be an interesting test. They say to only really hand tighten the oil filter. So I'm gonna see if I can unhand tighten it, or whether I'm gonna need some more muscle than that. Being old and having sore knees makes you want to put cushions down. Okay, will you come off? Oh, that was good. That was nice. Oh, that's a mess. That's a friggin' mess. Okay, there was more oil in there than I thought. I just made a huge mess. I'm an idiot. Yeah, full of oil. Great. Super. Just what I wanted. What happened? Oh my God, that's so frustrating. So dumb. So friggin' dumb. And just an oily mess in my bilge there. Okay, let's get the new filter on, I suppose. What a catastrophe. All right. I'd say that's pretty good. Trying to keep it right on the surface to get as much oil out of this dirty water as I can. Oh, what a nightmare. Lesson number one, heat up your engine substantially, not just a little bit. Don't be too hasty. Heat it up. And then, again, more patience. Why are you rushing? Do the job right. Don't be like me. Now that you've really screwed it up, let's go ahead and finish the job. So first we're going to kill this old one from last year. Don't mix oils, but these are the same oil. So even though the bottles look different, it's both Yanmar 15W40. So it's okay to mix them up. So what we do with this thing is we have a little recycle center. Pour the old oil into the recycle center, and then I don't know, somebody comes and trucks it away. It's really gross in there. I'm not going to bother showing that to you, but it's nice that we have that on site here at the club. It's an old I don't know, 100-gallon oil container that we pour our used oil into. We also have a glycol container for the antifreeze. Somebody comes and takes that away and does God knows what with it. So recycling? I kind of doubt it. Okay, are we happy? I'm not. Yeah, actually, before I forget, there's one last thing you have to do, and that is check the dipstick one last time to make sure that your dumbass put enough in. And that looks like plenty to me, so we are laughing. All right. Fresh oil. Feels good. Feels good. I do like to put the motor away with the fresh oil. I don't know, some people do it in the spring, but I don't know, the boat sits on the hard for November, December, January, February, March, April, and then, yeah, so full 6 months sitting on the hard, not doing anything. I kind of want fresh oil in there. I don't know, call me nuts. Anyways, I'm gonna go dispose of this oil and then move on to my next task today, which is taking the sails off. So we'll see you then. Okay, with that bit of unpleasantness out of the way, we can move on to the next sad task, which is getting the sails off, the true motor of this boat. So I've taken the sail cover off the main and the sail ties off. And I'm gonna start by trying to pull the battens off. So, where's my first one? Nice and easy, it's right here. How did this work again? Oh, yeah. Pocket like that. An insane amount of line. Pull that out. And then voila. As easy as pie. Can I reach the next? I can. That's out of there. And that, number 2. Well, actually, number 3. All right, now this is the Big Daddy full batten. I don't know that I need so much line holding it, but I guess more is better than less. Right into your living rooms. Wow! Ah! That was slick. Okay, last one is also full batten, but it's the same size as the partials, just because it's way up at the very top of the sail. That was also really slick. Glad that didn't go overboard. God damn. Butterfingers here. Throwing battens at you. I don't mean it. You know what? I just put these down below so I don't throw them overboard. Now, some people think you've got to raise these things to get them off or on. But you really don't. Hopefully you can see enough. Aha! Glad I brought both. You gotta idiot-proof this stuff when you're working with an idiot. I'll let you guess who I'm talking about. Come on, baby. All right. So there's the stopper out of the way. And now, undo the Cunningham. Let's get it out of the way. Come here, Mr. Cunningham. You did yeoman's work. Your time of rest is here. Ah, split rings. I hate you so much. Okay. So with that done, I should be able to just start pulling these out if I can. Lovely, lovely, and lovely. Okay. So that was the easy part, and you can do that by yourself every day of the week. The hard part is flaking it off the boat, and for that I'm going to need a friend. So I'm going to pause you and rustle up another pair of hands, because sometimes they're pretty handy. Ben's going to help me. Isn't that nice? Say hi, Ben.
Hi.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me jump around here. Okay. And then hopefully we should be able to flake this puppy. All right, so to drop the head sail, first you do have to take this one all the way out. Now, luckily we're pointed sort of into the wind. The sail is gonna full magnificently, I would think. Helps if it's wound the correct way around the winch. Handle just in case. And there we go. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's make sure the line is ready to run free. Preparation prevents poor performance. Okay. Lovely. Oh, we're sailing now. The line is strained. Let's better wait for Ben, because this might drop into the lake. I didn't show you a whole bunch of things, but I wanted to show you this. I got the boom down, and typically what I've done is I've put the boom just sort of on the floor, but it's always been in the way. This is also in the way, but sort of less so. Like, for example, if I'm gonna sit down, I suppose I can. Yeah, I can. I just have to watch my head when I go to stand up. So, I've got this Dyneema line holding it up. Hopefully that holds. Dyneema's pretty strong. And then I've got this sail tie just kind of keeping it off of back here so it's not banging on anything. And my handy dandy lemon pillow, keeping it from banging there. I think this is a pretty clever way to do this, if I do say so myself. So yeah, this weekend will be dismasting. I'll be sure to capture all of that good stuff. Love you guys.